3 words, the secret sauce. The people that you believe in, the people that you emulate, the people that you want to be in sales, they're here teaching you what you want to learn. But you got to come here to learn it. Hi, I'm Dan. I'm a managed services success coach. This is my first time attending CharTec Academy. I heard about it 10 years ago, but for the past 9.5 years, I haven't really looked at MSP. What we're finding is for 5 years we've been selling managed services, but we didn't know what it was called. You know, we were selling it, and now we find out that the managed services providers, they've been doing it all along. As an entrepreneur, we always want to know, well, if I was to put together this business, you know, how much would my margin go up? So telecom agents, they're looking at the MSP community. Specifically, I'm going to all of the MSP organizations that I've heard about for over 10 years. And CharTec was the first one because I did one simple thing. I pulled up about a dozen different MSP organizations and I went to their YouTube page, because when you go to their YouTube page, you look at how old their videos are. Do they have any new content? And most of the providers, their content was 8 months old, 3 years old, 8 years old. When I went to CharTec's, they had dozens of videos that were weeks old. And so that told me one thing: they are pounding out new material, they have new ideas, and they're getting it out to the public. And I was in search of new ideas, and so I visited CharTec first. And when I came here, it was like, holy moly, if I'd have stuck with it 10 years ago, I'd be retired now. And I'm meeting other people that started with CharTec 5 years ago and they could retire today, but I'm learning from those people how to start my own MSP and help other MSPs with their sales. So if you're looking to sell, if you're looking to start an MSP, CharTec's got to be your first stop, like it was for me. $1 million idea, $2 million ideas. We're always struggling for content for our newsletters and our blogs and our websites. And so I'm habitually, clicking and saving all the headlines that I see in the popular press, Wall Street Journal, all the ones out there about cybersecurity, and I'm going to say, oh, I'm going to go back and I'm going to rewrite this a little bit or make a blog post out of it. And then in just one session today with Brandy, she is a terrific, managed services marketer. She taught herself all the things that I'm trying to teach myself, and she found some great tricks that she has incorporated into CharTec. And with $1 million idea, she said, Dan, just take the links to those stories, drop them into this AI marketing package that we use. You have to come to CharTec to learn out which one it is, but then it'll write the blog post for you. And it's like, oh my God, $1 million idea right there. And I picked up another one last night. Anybody who's a successful telecom salesperson right now, what you can do is use the tools that the MSPs use to get the marketing and sales funnel started, and then their service delivery takes over. But you can do the whole front end that we already know how to do, and then partner with organizations like CharTec, and they'll take that lead over for you and they'll work it for you, and then you'll just keep doing what you're doing as a trusted advisor, technology advisor, but do it in a whole new realm, and you can make a ton of money off the 100 employees and below market. So I came to CharTec Academy and I was like, oh my goodness, because in 20 years, I've been to every single trade show, desktop, every master agent, show there is, and you get one thing. You get the vendors coming in, and what they do is they basically give you their sales pitch. They promise they're not going to do the sales pitch, then it's a 30 or 60 minute, they're just going through their power deck or whatever. But there's no frame. What do I do with that? But when you come to CharTec Academy, they do two things. They'll introduce you to some vendors, but then they show you this is where this piece fits in and this is where this piece fits in. And so by spending 2 days at CharTec Academy, I've learned as much about how I'm going to do my business in the next 10 years than I've learned in the past 20 years by going to telecom shows. So I'm telling all the telecom vendors right now, if you're getting into MSP, you need to come to the MSP master agency, and that's CharTec. Cut a deal with them. Instead of taking your market development funds and turn them into hangovers, you bring your marketing development funds to CharTec, and they will turn them into closed deals. CharTec will introduce you to the MSPs and the people ready to plug your solutions into their pipeline. 3 words, the secret sauce. I came here with a specific list, and honest to God, I have the same list every time I go to a show. And as soon as I got here, within 3 hours, hour after hour after hour, they picked off my list. It's the secret sauce. Whatever you think you're missing, you're going to get it at CharTec Academy, and then you're going to want to sign up for the Sales Lab, because I've got about 10 years left in my sales career, and I'm going to push it to the limit. We're too comfortable as telecom agents because we make a great living, it's a lifestyle, and I've met the people here that can say, Dan, you know, if you want to take yourself to the limit, you just do what we're teaching you here at CharTec. I could retire in 3 years, but I'm going to keep doing it just to see where the outer limits of sales are, because all of a sudden I've seen the secret sauce. I always wonder, how are all these guys getting on these presidential trips, going on these great, vacations because they sold, $100,000. Now I know how they do it, and, I'm going to get on some of those trips myself, putting into action not what I learned at the Master Agent shows or the telecom shows or the channel partner shows. What I learned at CharTec Academy just in 2 days is going to put me at the top of the sales ladder.